Today we will be learning how to multiply polynomials. And in doing so, there's two methods to doing it. The first one is going to be the vertical method, and that's the method we'll be learning today. And in a few minutes, you'll realize exactly why it is called the vertical method, and I'll make sure I point it out. The other method is the horizontal method, and we'll be learning that at a later time. So we're going to start off with a very simple and easy warm-up today, just a multiplication problem. But this multiplication problem is the basis for how we multiply polynomials. It's almost identical. So you guys can go ahead and pause the video now, solve this, and when you're ready, start it again and we'll walk through it. Alright, so you should have it solved by now. And I believe we should all remember how to do basic multiplication. And just a reminder, we start with the 6 times the 5. We get 30, we carry the 3 over, 6 times 3 is 18. We add this 3 to get 21, so we bring the 1 down, carry the 2 up top here, take 2 times 6, 12, add this 2, we get 14. And then we will use the 1 now, and remember, when you switch to this place value or the next one, you always add a 0, and if, say there was a 2 here, or any number, when you went to multiply this number by this top number, you'd add 2 zeros. So we add the 0 here, and then you just take 1 times 5, 1 times 3, and 1 times 2, 235. But we added the 0 here, so it's 2,350. Then we'll draw another line, and we add them together, and this is what you should get, 3,760. Alright, so now that we have refreshed our memory on the steps for multiplication, we're going to pretty much do the exact same thing with polynomials. So we're going to multiply the polynomial negative x squared plus 2x plus 4 by the polynomial x minus 3. And when setting up the problem, you're going to set it up just like you would a normal multiplication problem. We're just going to pretend like these are all digits. Even though it's just negative x squared, we can pretend like it's just one digit. And you can for the 2x and the 4. So whenever there's a plus or minus sign, it's like separating the digits. So just like multiplication, we're going to start it off with the negative 3 times all these digits. So we're going to get negative 3 times a positive 4. That's going to give us this negative 12. We get a negative 3 times a positive 2x. That's going to give us a negative 6x. We'll do a negative 3 times negative x squared. That gives us a positive 3x squared. So then, when we go to multiply the x by these top numbers, we're going to pretend like there's a 0 here. So then this x times 4 is going to go right in this spot here. So we get x times 4 is 4x. We get x times 2x is 2x squared. And x times negative x squared is going to be negative x cubed. We'll draw the line. And then we're just going to add the columns all the way down. So we get negative 12 plus 0. That gives us this negative 12. Negative 6x plus 4x. That gives us this negative 2x. 3x squared plus 2x squared. We get 5x squared. Then 0 plus a negative x cubed. We get negative x cubed. So our final answer here is going to be negative x cubed plus 5x squared minus 2x minus 12. And as you can see, it's the vertical method because we work top to bottom, vertically. I've got another example here we can walk through. This one's going to be 8x cubed plus 4x times x squared plus 5. So just like before, we'll set it up exactly like this. We'll start with the 5. We'll do 5 times 4x, get 20x. We'll do 5 times 8x cubed, which is going to get us 40x cubed. Just like before, we'll put a 0 here and continue on with the x squared. So we get x squared plus, or times a positive 4x. We get 4x cubed. And then we'll do x squared times 8x cubed. And we get 8x to the 5th. And then we'll add them in the columns. we'll end up with 8x to the 5th, oops, 8x to the 5th plus 44x cubed plus 20x. Alright, so I got a problem and I got it set up for us, and I'm gonna go ahead and have you guys pause the video now, solve it, and then once you finish that, um, play the video again and we'll walk through it together. Alright, so you should have solved it by now, and we've got negative 2x squared plus 3x plus 6 times x minus 2. So we got it set up here. And we'll do the first with the negative 2. We'll do negative 2 times a positive 6. We'll get this negative 12. Take negative 2 times a positive 3x. We'll get a negative 6x. Do a negative 2 times a negative 2x squared to get 4x squared. And then we'll put the 0 here. We'll take x times 6, positive 6x, x times 3x, positive 3x squared, and x times a negative 2x squared, which is going to give us a negative 2x cubed. Then we'll just add the columns down. So you're going to end up with negative 2x cubed plus 7x squared and plus 0x. Of course, you don't need to write this 0x, but I just did so we don't lose track of our numbers in our place. And we'll get minus 12. And that's our final answer. Before I end this lecture, I just want to go over a few things with us. First things first, I would say always put the larger polynomial on top and the smaller one on bottom, just because when you're multiplying out, there's less rows, and the more rows you add, there's a greater chance for arithmetic error. Another thing to be very cautious about is positive and negative signs. Like here on the x minus 2, remember that this is a negative 2 now from that minus sign. It's not a positive 2. But otherwise, that's it for this lecture. Thank you guys for watching.